Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to one and all. Today we have a Hot Wheels police cruiser. Now this car was based on a Plymouth Fury and was originally introduced in 1969 as a police cruiser. The Fire Chief Cruiser came in 1970. Both of these cars were produced in the United States. Now the police car had a red light on top, and the Fire Chief car has a blue light on top. Now we're going to go through and do a complete restoration on this car, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I truly enjoy restoring these Hot Wheels red lines. So sit back, grab your favorite adult beverage, and join in today as we restore this Hot Wheels police cruiser. I'm looking so forward to sharing this with you. Let's go ahead and get started with today's restoration.
It's time to start the autopsy.
I've already drilled out the post, and if you want to see how to drill out a post, go to my playlist on my video sheet and look for the how-to section, and in there is how to take apart a die-cast car. Anyway, we got a lot of paint missing off this car, and we're going to go through and strip it down, evaluate what we have. Here's the base. It's in good shape, but it's pretty tarnished, but it looks like it'll be pretty easy to clean up. Fortunately, the wheels are in good shape, or at least the bearings are. But we'll polish this up. Here's the light. We'll clean that up a little, if I don't lose the darn thing. Here's the light. We'll clean that up, and we'll put it in the Pledge Revive. Now, the windshield has a crack in it, so we're going to do our best to glue that up because I don't have a replacement. So sometimes what you see is what you get. And here's the interior. We'll clean that up, but that's in pretty good shape too. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, we'll put this in the citrus strip, or as I like to call it, the embalming fluid. Make sure you coat the inside and outside of the car, because when you paint it up, you want all the paint to match. You don't want to have old stuff on the inside, new stuff on the outside, because it just, I don't know, it just looks better when you do it completely. Make sure you get all the pieces covered, and then put it on something so you can see the result, and when it's done, then you can go ahead and continue. Now here's the process where I put these car in the lime away and water mixture. We're putting the base in there to remove the tarnish. Let's go ahead and scrub it down and get the tarnish off there. Now if you put it in this mixture of lime away and water, only let it set for roughly about 3 minutes, because if you leave it much longer than that, it is going to turn your base black, and if you leave it in there by accident, well, you got an awful lot of polishing to do to bring it back. Just get in there with your brass brush and scrub it down. You can see the discoloration and the tarnish just dripping off there. Once you're done cleaning it off, get it into the sink, scrub it down with soapy water, and then get ready to polish it. Let's go ahead and continue. Once we got the base out of the lime away and water, we went ahead and polished it down with some flits. Now we're going to go ahead and change out the wheels. Now when you change these wheels out, do your best to make sure that when you're taking them off that you don't meet any resistance. If you do, go ahead and stop. Now I use both thumbs here, and I put equal pressure on either side of the tire. And again, if the bearing is really sloppy or you're starting to meet some resistance, don't take the chance, because you're liable to pull the bearing right off, and then you're going to be in a world of hurt. Try and remove all 4 tires, that way there you can save them, and some people like to buy those old used wheels from you. There we go, set them aside. Now I got 4 medium meats all the way around this vehicle. Put them on as good as you can, but don't force them. There you go. Now go ahead and use your tool. Put it between the bearing and the base of the car. There you go. And then push it on squarely with your thumb. Do that to all 4 tires. Now sometimes you might not be able to get that bearing tool in there, and that's okay. You can still push it on with your thumb, and just be careful with it that you don't bend the axle. Now some of the axles in these Hot Wheel cars are pinched in, okay, as you can see on this one here. You can't remove the axle wires. And you want to be extra careful with these cars, because if you bend up the wire or you break it or something like that, you're going to have to replace the entire axle, and that's not a lot of fun. That one's sitting pretty good. I got these wheels from the Redline shop, so check out what John has to offer at the Redline shop. He's got the wheels, he's got that world famous Spectre Flame paint, which we're about to use right here. Now we're going to go ahead and repaint this car in Spectre Flame Red. Go in, put a super light coat on there, and that's called the tack coat. Once you get that on there, you're going to let it set for approximately 15 minutes. And then you're going to come back in, hit it with another couple coats of light, and then hit it with a good saturation coat. Just be careful you don't put down too much, because it will definitely run on you. Get all the hard to reach places first, in the fender wells, inside on the doors, etc., etc. We'll let that set, but we'll get in there and get those saturation coats. Here I'm going to use some microset, and we're going to put on some decals. Go ahead and put the microset on the car. Rub down the area that you're going to put the decal on. There you go. And then put your decal on the car. Now these decals have the fire chief word, or the word chief, on the front of the door, and then the emblem on the back of the door. Now both the decals, they come with the emblem towards the back of the door. So be careful where you put it. If you have any thoughts about where these things might go, just go ahead and look up the fire chief car on the internet, and it will show you where the picture goes. Once you get it in place, use a Q-tip to squeegee out the excess fluid. Hold it down with your thumb. Because if you don't, it's going to move around like that. Sometimes you may have to tap the fluid out of it. But it is better to hold it down with your thumb to keep it from moving. Squeegee out more than half of the decal, and then go back in and do the front half. Make sure it's level. And when that dries, it'll look excellent. It takes anywhere from 8 hours to 24 hours for those to dry. You want to make sure that the fluid is completely evaporated, because if you don't, when you spray over the top of it, it's liable to form bubbles, and it will ruin your paint job. I've let that set overnight, and now we're going to go in and spray it with my Diecast Graveyard Clear Coat. Now this is a 2K clear system, and you can get that at diecastgraveyard.com, my website. It's a very reasonable price, and you get the hardener and you get the clear coat. Now the hardener comes in a 2-ounce bottle, and the clear coat comes in a 1/2-ounce bottle. And if mixed completely together, the two, which you're not going to do, of course, if you mix completely together, the measurements are absolutely perfect. And the measurements are 4 parts clear to to 1 part hardener. Again, the same thing. Put down a couple of light coats of the clear, let it set for a few minutes, and then go back in and do your saturation coat. And I promise you, if you do this right, your car will absolutely look like glass. Make sure you get the inside of the car, the fender wells, etc. It'll help seal your paint job. That is going to look absolutely beautiful. That's going to look super sweet. Let's go ahead and continue. Now here's all the pieces. We got the interior that we cleaned up. That looks good. I went ahead and put some glue on the crack on the windshield, but again, I couldn't find a windshield to replace this, so we had to use the old one. Here's the globe. We cleaned that up and put it in Pledge Revive. Here's the base with 4 brand new meats on the back, or on the front too. We polished that up with the flits. We got 4 brand new tires from the Redline shop, and we polished up the base. That looks excellent. And here's the body with the Spectre Flame Red, my Diecast Graveyard 2K clear coat system, which again you can get at Diecast Graveyard. Let's put everything together and give my creation life.
Lies! Lies, do you hear me? Give my creation life!
And here's what we started with. This Hot Wheels Fire Chief Cruiser that came out in 1970. And again, the police cruiser, just like this car, came out in 1969. It's a fantastic car. It's beautiful. And we took it apart. I went ahead and I evaluated all the parts, stripped it down, repainted it, polished up the base, detailed the tail lights. We put brand new wheels on there from the Redline shop, fixed the broken windshield, polished up the globe, and put everything back together. Now this was a lot of fun, and as I always say, folks, you can do this too. Follow my videos. Follow the videos that I do here, the restoration videos, etc., especially the how-to videos. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them for you. I love answering your questions, and if I can help you with your hobby, then I've accomplished what I've set out to do. And here's the final result. Look how beautiful this turned out. I would definitely rather have this in my collection than what they call a filler car. Now, the filler cars, yeah, I mean, some of them are worth money, but you got to know which ones, you know, like a white Camaro or something like that, or an original Beach Bomb, the rear loader. Those are worth a lot of money, and I wouldn't touch those. But these ones here, these are for my personal collection, and these are my cars, okay? But as I was saying, you can do this too. Just ask me questions. I'll do my best to answer them for you. And we'll get you set on the right path to improving your hobby and having a lot of fun. Now, I've also got a lot of friends out there that have got YouTube channels too, and they've got a lot of things you can learn out there. Now, my favorite channel out there that I like to watch is Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs. He's one of my partners on the 4 Horsemen Diecast build channel, and he's an incredible artist, and he does a fantastic job. So check out Andrew's YouTube page, Maple Leaf Customs. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. I'm sure I'll get another video in before Christmas time, but thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if you got anything at all out of these videos. Thank you again. Happy holidays to you and your family, and God bless.